Today I have a lot to talk about in continuing our LGBTQ History Month theme, but first, thank you Hank Green for linking to our National Coming Out Day vlog in your video, and thank you guys for viewing and subscribing. I hope we don't disappoint you. Speaking of new subscribers, I gotta say it was awesome that Hank linked to a video where I was asking people to vote on punishments, because nerd fighters are very creative with punishments. I particularly love the 59 of you and counting who want me to eat an entire cake without using my hands. Thanks for that. The eating cake punishment will probably happen sometime in November because I have several time-sensitive videos planned until then. This video is going to be a little out of the ordinary and jam-packed with information because it is LGBTQ History Month and we are celebrating and there is so much to say. Today I want to give you a very basic Trans 101. Transgender is sometimes referred to as an umbrella term, which means that it encompasses a lot of other identities within it. Under the umbrella of transgender, you have trans man and trans woman, but also genderqueer, and bigender, or non-gender, and sometimes transsexual, or even cross-dresser. Before we go any further, I think we should talk about the difference between the words sex, gender, and sexuality. Essentially, your sex is what's in your pants. It's probably what you were assigned at birth and what your chromosomes identify you as. Your gender is in your head. Your sexuality is the type of people you're attracted to. For most of the world, your sex and your gender are probably the same thing. Though as Hank mentioned in his coming out day vlog, some people who are born male and identify as men might enjoy listening to the Village People while they ice skate and interpret this as an effeminate part of their gender identity. Hank gave a great example of how gender is not black and white. A lot of people don't simply identify as men or as women, which is why the term gender nonconforming is a good way to describe transgender. So if you are gender nonconforming, that means that your gender identity, how you view yourself, does not match with the sex that you were assigned at birth. So stepping back a bit, transgender refers to all gender nonconforming identities. Your gender is how you view yourself, as a man, a woman, in between, or neither. Your sex is if you were assigned male, female, or intersex at birth, based on your equipment when you were born. So let's talk about what not to say. A lot of words that might be common in pop culture are often outdated and very offensive. Just because they said it on Glee does not make it okay. There's also a 6-letter word that gets thrown around a lot that I'm really not comfortable with saying. If I had my way, I would call it the word that must not be named. But for the sake of education, I will tell you the word is tranny. This word has become one of the worst things that you can call transgender people. It's like the N-word or the F-word. Like those words, it is being reclaimed by some people in the community, but being reclaimed means that it can only be used as an empowering term by people in that community who identify as transgender. Unless you are transgender, do not ever use this word. Beyond those words, the top way to be disrespectful to a transgender person is to use the wrong pronouns or to refuse to refer to them by their true gender. To be clear, a trans woman is someone who is born male but identifies as a woman. A trans man is someone who is born female but identifies as a man. If it's someone you've known for years, the adjustment to a new name and new pronouns can be difficult, and that's understandable, but not trying and being unwilling to learn and accept what they're telling you is not. There is so much more I could say on all of these topics, and I might even make a Trans 102 sometime in the future, but the most important thing that I can say on any of this is to be open-minded and respectful. If you're speaking as an ally, I urge you to do your research so that your language is as accurate and respectful as possible, but be prepared to be challenged and even corrected, because everyone defines their identity in a different way. Please leave your questions and your confusion in the comments so that I can respond to them, but do know that I will delete any comments that are disrespectful or triggering to the trans community. I hope this video was informative. Thank you again to Hank and all of our new subscribers, and Julian, I'll see you on Monday.